Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. We'll be discussing how to assemble a two-colored D20 using a single extruder printer. I'll have all the files linked to the description. They are free on my Cult's webpage. So if you guys are interested, let's dig into it.
Alright, now we're going to talk about how to set up these files for your single extrusion printer. I'm going to be printing these on my Ender 3. And so we've got both files imported in. So this is the one file, which will be printing in one color, and this is the base file, which will be printing in a second color. Now on this base file, you can see it's got an inset for where the one will match up to. And how we're going to get these lined up is we're going to select both of these with a shift click and then right click, and we're going to merge models. And this will line both these features up. So again, if I rotate back down here, you can see now that they've lined up into one file. Now I like to center these, so I'm going to hit center selected, and I'll center both of these features. And then now that I've got both of them centered, I'm actually going to slide this slightly off center. And the reason is we're going to print that one first, and then let me ungroup these. So if I show you this, delete this top one, when my printer's, it's got a auto leveling feature, so it's going to touch down in the center of the bed here, and I don't want it to hit the one. So that's why I've slid this slightly off center. So that's something you have to keep an eye out for if you're ever doing two printing like this, to make sure that your Z doesn't hit a false height. All right, let me go back to where I was with these. All right, so now they're centered. Again, I will slide them off, and you will need to ungroup them like I did previously. Ungroup. And then I'm going to do the one first. I'll click the top piece here that you can see, delete that, leaving just the one. And now what I want to do is change my layer height to 0.1. I've set all the numbers to have a 0.3 millimeter layer thickness. So that way if we do 0.1, we should come out with 3 layers. And the reason I do 3 layers on this rather than just do a single layer is because for some of the filaments, I like to have those overlaps. So if we zoom in here, and then if I were to scroll through the layers, you can see that they're overlapping. So that helps just fill in any gaps with some filaments that might not be as opaque or might not fill in as much. I just feel like it gives a better result than just doing one single 0.3 layer, which you could do. But again, this only takes a minute, so you're not saving much time if you do a single layer versus multiple layers. All right. Now that we have this set 2.1, I just selected standard settings from Cura here. I will now export this, and then I will change it to G-code, and then we'll call this dice 1, oops, that's a 2, dice 1 top. I always call my first print top, and then the second one base. All right, now that we've got the 1 saved, we're going to Control Z, go back to our prepare, and then I am going to rotate down here. Now I've got both files back. Now I have to select the one without moving anything, delete the one, and then I'm going to change my layer height to 0.32. And this creates a thicker layer, and then it gives me a little bit of wiggle room with that 0.2, so that way when it fills in that first layer, I don't contact that one at all. Because basically what we want to do, I will slice here and show you what happens. Go to prepare. I will rotate back up to the top view. What's going to happen is when we print this over our one, the first layer will go around the one, as you can see here, at a 0.32 layer thickness. So it shouldn't contact that one even when it slides from any of these points. And then by the time it hits the second layer, it'll be behind the one at this point, so it'll bond it to the rest of the print. And then you can see the print time for an individual one's about 1 hour and 9 minutes at my standard Ender 3 speed. If you've got other printers, you can print this certainly much faster. And then I will save this to G-code as well. Export again, change to G-code, and then I will do dice 1 base. And then again, what I will do is I'll print that number 1 first, and then I will print this piece first. And then once that's done, you should have something that turns out like this.
All right then, your finished piece should look something like this. So this is the back, pulled it off the bed. Here you can see my 1 printed in silver, and the rest in just a standard hatch box black.
And then one thing to note with these pieces, 1 through 10 have one side with 2 prongs, and then 2 sides with 3 prongs. And then if I pull, this is number 20. Take a look at this one, you'll see 2 sides with 2 prongs, and then 1 side with 3 prongs. And the reason for this is essentially as you build up your D20, you're going to be assembling the ones with 3 prongs with the sides with 2 prongs. So these will all just snap fit together here like this. There's a little bit of wiggle room as you assemble everything, but then it should go together pretty nicely. I did have to sand some of these on a smaller downsized version I did, but there we go. This is a downsized version I assembled. But on this one, they snap together just fine, as is. So then once you have all your pieces printed, just slowly assemble them together, and eventually you'll build your entire D20. Alright, and here we go. This is the completed D20. Again, you can see all the sides turned out pretty well. The silver pops really well against the black, I think. So now that's one completed giant D20. Rolls alright, I guess. I don't think it's balanced. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll try to bring more build projects to the channel. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe for more. Thanks.